Hello, everyone. It's Friday, Erev Shabbos, Parshat Shelach. Hope everyone is doing well and had a good week. The video Dvar Torah this week is sponsored anonymously by Yechi Ruvain to be a merit for Hasaras Magefa Zu Me'aleinu, that Hashem should remove the coronavirus pandemic from the world. This week is Parshat Shelach. The story that dominates the Parsha is the sin of the spies, the 12 Nisim, the 12 leaders of the 12 tribes that go and scout out the land of Israel and return with a bad report of the land of Israel, discouraging the people from entering the land of Israel. And one of the classic questions in this Parsha is, what exactly was the sin of these 12 spies? What motivated them? They were these great righteous leaders of Israel. What was the sin? Why did they sin? What were they thinking? And there are many different answers proposed. Some say that they wanted to remain in the wilderness for whatever reason. They didn't want to enter the land of Israel, which would mean transitioning from a period of miracles and seeing God's presence and providence to a time where that would not be as obvious, where they would have to work the land. Some say that they did not want to enter the land of Israel because that would mean a change in leadership and they would no longer be the princes, the leaders of the tribes. There are many such suggestions which try to get to a deeper meaning, and there is perhaps some truth to all of these suggestions, but these are all deeper level understandings of motivations of what was driving the Meraglim, the spies, that perhaps they did not even realize. But on a very basic level, the simple meaning of the verses, the simple understanding of the comments of our sages, is that the sin of the spies was that they did not believe, that they were scared, that they were overwhelmed, that they were not strong, they lacked courage. It is absolutely true that they saw a great challenge in front of them to conquer the land of Israel with these powerful nations, with cities protected by strong walls, but they just gave up. And instead of believing, instead of saying this is a challenge, but we can do it, instead of presenting a strong sense of courage, sense of belief in Hashem, that we can do this together, instead of having such a feeling, they were totally insecure, totally frightened, and it destroyed the resolve of the people. And this is something that we can understand. We all face challenges. The question is, will we face them, again, out of a sense of belief that Hashem is with us, that we can work hard, that we'll do this together, or does it totally overwhelm us, and do we run in fear? And one of the key lines that the Meraglim report back to the people, they say, Lo nuchal lalos el ha'am, we simply cannot go up and conquer these people. V'sham ra'inu as nefilim, we saw these mighty warriors, the giants. V'anehi be'einenu kachagavim. In our own eyes, we felt like grasshoppers to them. They were so much bigger and stronger than us. V'chein hayinu be'einehem, and so were we in their eyes. We could tell that we were like grasshoppers to them. Again, this is not an objective, rational analysis of the battle, of the challenge. This is their emotional insecurity. The Gemara asks a fascinating question. The Gemara says this, that they say that we felt like grasshoppers, like bugs. Indeed, true. But Shakri Havi, these spies were liars. V'chein hayinu be'einehem, we were like grasshoppers in their eyes. Mina Haviyadi, where did they know that? How do you know that that's how the Canaanim, the Canaanites, how they saw the Jewish people? How do we know it was in their heads? They were lying to scare the people. Now, today we would say this is just a classic example of psychological projection. They felt like grasshoppers, so they assumed that's how the others saw them. And perhaps that's even what the Gemara says, but the Gemara gives a longer explanation. The Gemara says as follows. No, indeed, they knew that they were like grasshoppers in the eyes of the Canaanites. How so? Ki havimavri aveli tuse arzi. The custom of the Canaanites was to eat the first meal after someone died in mourning under the cedar trees. And at the time, the Medrash says, so many people were dying in the land of Canaan. It was actually a time that they were would have been a great time to attack. They were weaker at that time. And the Canaanites were getting ready to have a meal, so to speak, after the burial of the relatives. V'chi chazinu. And when the spies saw the Canaanites coming to the cedar tree, Salki Yasvi Bilni, They quickly ran up the trees and sat in the trees. So what is the scene here? We have the Canaanites sitting on the ground in a state of mourning, weak. The spies are up in the trees above the Canaanites. Shami de Ka'amri, and they hear the Canaanites saying, Kachazinan inshi dedami lakamsi bilni. Look, there are people like grasshoppers in the trees. Now the spies interpreted that to mean, look at these puny people, they're like bugs. But is that what the Canaanites meant? Not necessarily. The Canaanites could have been looking up and saying, look at those people, so agile, so quick, jumping in the trees above us. They're as fast, they're as many as grasshoppers. But that's not how the spies heard it. Again, the spies who were insecure, who were scared, who were frightened, who did not believe, they interpreted everything in such a light. And so they said that we were like bugs to them. They didn't believe in themselves and they did not believe in Hashem. Ki chazak hu mimenu. They are stronger than us is a simple meaning. But the Medrash says mimenu can be read as mimenu, from him. They are stronger than God. Part of the reason why they did not believe in themselves and that they could not do it was because they did not believe in God. Which came first, not believing in themselves, not believing in God? It's unclear. But both were part of the sin of the spies. And so the lesson of the Meraglim is that in the face of challenges, we have to try our best, and it is difficult, but to be strong, to be courageous, to be brave, to not give up, to not become overwhelmed, to understand the challenge and face it, to never say we can't do it, ki lo nuchal, but to believe in ourselves and to believe in Hashem. We're entering the summer and society in general is opening up. We are sort of in an in-between state, and there are many challenges for families with young children, what to do with them when school is done and camp's not running as regular. Challenges for older adults or people with medical conditions that even though so many others are starting to go out and return somewhat to regular life, but they cannot. People are overwhelmed, totally overwhelmed. When will this ever end? But the lesson of the Meraglim is do not get overwhelmed. To remember that we have Hashem, we derive strength from Hashem, we should try our best to be strong, we should derive strength from our belief in Hashem, we should daven at home. Shul is now open for every tefillah. If it is medically advised and you're comfortable, you should come to Shul to strengthen yourselves and to strengthen those who are there. Again, if you are comfortable, if you're not comfortable, please stay home. But if you are, you can strengthen the community in that way. You can strengthen yourself in that way. We should be brave. We should be courageous. We should try to stay positive. We should think of what we can do, how we can grow, what we can learn, how we can learn Torah, grow in other pursuits. And we should make sure just to stay like Kalev and Yehoshua. They said, Ki yachol nuchal, for we can do this. We can do this because of our own inner strength. We can do this because of the support of our community, of our friends, and we can do this because of our belief in Hashem. Let us stay positive, let us stay strong, let us stay safe, and I hope everyone has a wonderful Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.